have made a very conscious choice in my life to only participate in her life as her sister, as an aunt to those boys. Maybe I didn't support her the way the public would like me to, with a hashtag on a public platform, but I can assure you that I've supported my sister long before there was a hashtag, and I'll support her long after. Note that. I mean, I've worked since I was 9 years old. I've paid my own freaking bills since I was 10 years old. Not that I owe the public anything, because my sister knows I love and support her. And that's the only person I owe anything to. I'm not my family. I am my own person. I'm speaking for myself. I'm so proud of her for using her voice. I'm so proud of her for requesting new counsel, like I told her to do many years ago. Oh, not on a big public platform, but just in a personal conversation between two sisters.
Hello everyone, it's your girl Alley Cat Nation, and I am back again today with another commentary video, this time about Jamie Lynn Spears, the younger sister of Britney Spears. And what you just watched is part of the so-called statement that she put out on Instagram a few weeks ago. I've linked the whole thing down below, but that was just part of it. And I have quite a few things to say. So, without further ado, let's dive in. First thing I have to point out, and that everyone else has pointed out, is her hilarious, pathetic attempt to look like she was being emotional, or whatever the heck that was, where she was wiping away a fake tear, or, a tear that wasn't there. I don't know, maybe her face was itchy, maybe her nose started to itch, but it's pretty coincidental that she wipes her face at the same moment that it sounds like her voice is getting choked up. I don't like to accuse people of faking emotions, but that's what it seemed like to me and to other people. Second thing I want to point out is that it seems to me that Jamie Lynn Spears cares more about her reputation and what people think of her than being there for her sister. I mean, yeah, she claims that she's always been there for her before there was a hashtag, and that she'll be there long after or whatever. But here's the thing. If Jamie Lynn Spears had actually been there for Britney, as she claims, then why in Britney's opening court testimony did she clearly state that her whole family, which I assume includes Jamie, since she's her younger sister, why did Britney state that her whole family stood by and did absolutely nothing to help her get out of this conservatorship, to help her get through it? Nothing. Why would she say that if Jamie had been there for Britney as she claimed she had? Doesn't really make sense, does it? Second thing is, Jamie Lynn claims that she has nothing to gain or lose from this conservatorship ending, when we know that's a lie, because allegedly Jamie Lynn has been profiting off of it for quite some time. I don't know how long. And we know that because of those alleged documents showing all of the flights that she has taken under Britney's dime, allegedly. And to me, it's awfully suspicious. Oh, and then there was a part where Jamie Lynn is talking about, my sister knows I love and support her. Well, you have a funny way of showing it, because, like I said, or rather, as Britney said in her court testimony, that her whole family stood by, did nothing to help her with this conservatorship. So, if you do love her, you have an odd way of showing it, Jamie Lynn. A very odd way. And the next thing I wanted to point out is either Jamie Lynn wasn't listening, or she never heard Britney's court testimony. Because last time I checked, Britney didn't say anything about wanting to run off to the rainforest to have a zillion babies, or coming back to dominate the world like she always does. She said that all she wants is to have a normal life, to be able to see her kids and her boyfriend, and to have control over her own money again. That's what she said. Not about going off to some rainforest or whatever the hell Jamie was trying to paint in her statement. And I think it's real funny how Jamie Lynn equates Britney doing something as outrageous as that, when I'm pretty sure she knows how Britney was labeled as insane when she had her meltdown all those years ago. Just something that I happened to notice. Oh, and I think my favorite part of Jamie Lynn Spears' statement, note the sarcasm, is when she talks about how Britney's conservatorship doesn't really affect her, essentially, is what she said. So, your sister being exploited and having no human rights and being forced to work like a dog against her will doesn't affect you, Jamie Lynn? You're telling me that watching her being labeled insane and having strange, crazy paparazzi going after her to this day, capturing her in her most vulnerable moments, doesn't affect you? Okay, sis. Got it. Oh, and I wanted to point out the part where she claims that she's paid her own freaking bills since she was 10 and worked since she was 9. Underneath the video of Jamie's statement, there's a comment that I think sums up a response to that perfectly well, better than I ever could. And I'm going to read it now. Hey, Jamie Lynn, how do you think you were able to pay those bills at 10 years old? First of all, why are you talking about yourself, and why are you so defensive? We don't care how you feel or much about you. We care about Britney. It's funny how you think you're making your case by saying you pay your own bills since 10 years old when you rode on your sister's back then and you're riding on her coattails now. How do you think you got the show Zoe 101? It sure wasn't because of you. The only reason people were even remotely interested in you is because of who your sister is. Also, you're totally gaslighting her by saying things like she can have a zillion babies. You don't care. She just wants to live a normal life, choosing to get married or have kids if she wants on her terms. You're way too overly dramatic and angry when this isn't about you. Let's focus on helping your sister here. And that, I think, is, like I said, better than anything I could ever say about that. And there are a couple of other things I wanted to mention before I wrap up this video. Is a girl on TikTok named Gabby Whiting has footage of, I don't know how old it is, but she has footage of Jamie Lynn Spears pulling a knife, yes, a knife, at a sandwich shop called Pita Pit. And I'll play it for you now.
Did you know a few years ago, Jamie Lynn Spears pulled a knife out on someone during a fight at a Pita Pit? And if you didn't know, Pita Pit is a sandwich shop. Here's the footage. So Jamie Lynn Spears walks her privileged ass into the kitchen as this fight is happening, grabs a knife. This guy's just trying to do his job. God knows what she said to him. And now is where it gets interesting. She starts waving the knife viciously at these people. This dude's like, I'm out, I'm out. The fact that it was in a restaurant too. Like, there are workers there that can handle the situation. Call whoever needs to be called. Jamie Lynn, you don't need to take it upon yourself to grab a knife. We're not in the streets, we're in a Pita Pit. But what's interesting are the headlines for this compared to the headlines when Britney Spears had a meltdown in 2007. With Jamie Lynn, they're kind of pushing this narrative that she's a hero for breaking up a fight, whereas Britney was constantly labeled as insane. One of these people pulled out a knife during a fight at a restaurant, and one of them shaved her head and was fighting for the right to see her children. One of them is in a conservatorship for being mentally unstable, and the other one is in control of a lot of her money. Make it make sense.
So yeah, this Gabby person made some pretty good points about the headlines compared to Jamie when she pulled that knife versus Britney's when she had her meltdown in 2007. Moving on, she also posted footage of one of the cast members from Zoey 101. Her name is Alexa, and I think it was taken from her Instagram, but she was basically talking about all the bullying that she went through on the set of Zoey 101, and I'll play them both back to back for you right now.
Jamie Lynn Spears essentially led a bullying brigade on the set of Zoey 101 against this girl, Alexa, who played Nicole. They got so bad, eventually Alexa had to quit. Last year, Alexa opened up about all of the harassment on the set of Zoey 101, so let's talk about it. On the first day, 12-year-old Alexa is super excited to make friends and realizes Jamie Lynn wants nothing to do with her. Jamie Lynn then decides to team up with this girl, Dana, to make Alexa's life a living hell.
They would kind of team up together and tell me if I was like an alien because I was so nice, and they would make fun of me for smiling too much, and just like she pushes me into the rocks. Started telling me some like not so nice things, and I heard action.
Then Jamie Lynn somehow convinces, probably manipulates, her older sister Britney Spears to come berate this girl as well.
I want to go, yeah, like this close, and started like berating me and telling me that she was going to make sure that nothing came of my career. I started like getting sick to my stomach, and I started to puke a little bit, and
Part 2, why Alexa Nicholas quit Zoey 101 due to bullying led by Jamie Lynn Spears. So Britney Spears has just screamed in Alexa's face, Alexa's sick to her stomach, and she eventually gets out of the trailer. That's one creep, but the century creator of Zoey 101 and so many other Nickelodeon shows, Dan Schneider, is called to the scene. Basically, he tells her to suck it up, get on set, and gives her a portable DVD player as a gift.
go on set, everyone's being horrible to me. They started like shooting these water guns at me because like all the cast members had like water guns, and before we even started filming, they're like shooting water guns at me and laughing at me. Even like after they knew, because Jamie definitely knew what was going on. It's just horrible. And I'm like humiliated.
After they film, a meeting is called with Alexa and like all the creators, heads of Zoey 101. Alexa's mom is gonna go into the meeting with her because Alexa is a minor and she wants to be there. The mom is told they just want to see Alexa and that it's fine because it's all adults. Little Alexa goes in by herself to a room full of adults who basically tell her that she is worthless.
Like Dan was like, maybe there's some truth in what Britney said. Like maybe you shouldn't be in this industry. Like maybe it's too much for you. Like you can't handle it. It's like fucked up shit. Like really, really. And it was like for 20 minutes I'm crying there just listening to all these adults like tell me that I don't really matter, that I shouldn't have been in the industry to begin with, that I don't really have a voice, that everything that I felt is irrelevant, basically, and that I need to be professional and just suck it up.
After that, she told her mom she never wanted to see these people again and quit.
So yeah, there you have it. Jamie Lynn Spears is not nearly as nice as she claims, and that video that she posted on Instagram should be very telling of her true character. Now, to wrap up this video, I'm going to read another comment from the same video that I mentioned earlier, where it has Jamie's statement in full. And it talks about the part where Jamie is mentioning how she doesn't care if Britney wants to run away to a rainforest or come back and dominate the world like she has so many times before. And this person brought up a really good point, and it goes like this. When she said her sister dominated the world like she's done so many times before, clearly that came from a bitter place. I think she's jealous of Britney and was happy to see her go down the way she did. Doesn't seem like she genuinely cares. I'm pretty sure she's had her share of hardships, but nothing like what Britney is going through. So sad to see this. And I have to agree with her. But that's where I'm going to leave it. I hope everyone listening to this audio is doing a lot better than Jamie Lynn Spears right now. And I'll see you guys next time for another commentary video with Alley Cat Nation. I'm Alley Cat Nation, and I'm signing off. Okay, bye.